Hey everybody, today we're on another adventure, this time in Fishkill, New York. We're about to check out the site of the former Dutchess Mall. Now this was a mall that opened up in 1974, and in 2006 they demolished the main portion of the mall, built a Home Depot in the middle, and left the two anchors on each side. Right now, they're sitting abandoned, and we're gonna go check them out. It's gonna be cool, come with me. So over here we can see the Home Depot, which replaced the main concourse section of the mall. Now this building here is the former James Way department store, and it's been renovated and updated. It's now being used by a local community college, but you can still see some of the 70s styling with the stonework on it still. And it looks like these are original lampposts. And here we can see the original stonework from when this building was a James Way. Now James Way was a discount department store chain, and it was around in the Northeast. I think it closed down in sometime in the 90s or 2000s. I don't know if I ever went to one. I probably did at some point when I was a kid, and I don't remember. Stores like that really didn't interest me when I was a little kid, so who knows. Let's see what's going on in here. So it's just a nice new building. It's a community college campus now. So at least this building is being repurposed and reused. And so over here on the side of the building we can see another former entranceway, and this must have been the entranceway where it opened up into the main concourse of the mall. So just imagine back when this was still a mall, you'd be walking through the mall and you'd come here, this would be the opening into the James Way store. And now it is just a wall next to a Home Depot. This is quite a sight right here. So this is the former Service Merchandise building. It was the left side anchor of the mall. And you can just see all this original 1970s architecture on it. Let's go take a walk up close to this one and see some of the detail here. We can see some old strings of Christmas lights right along the top of this arch. That's really interesting. I wonder when those were put up, if they've been sitting here since this building closed sometime back in the 2000s. We have this beautiful stonework here. Very 1970s department store. So now this was Service Merchandise, and Service Merchandise was an interesting store. It was almost more of a showroom than an actual store. You would go in, you'd see all the stuff on display. They actually had catalogs you could look through. You'd pick out what you'd want on an order form, and then they would load it up on your car using like a conveyor belt system. Very interesting idea, and it almost seems kind of ahead of its time. I wonder how something like that would work in today's age with online shopping, if something like that could be successful or not. I really wonder. We can look at this roof, all the damage going on up there. Wow. This is quite a sight seeing this. So this is just a really great example of old school mall design, very 1970s look to it, and I believe it is scheduled to be demolished later on this year. So I really wanted to come and take a look at it while it's still here, while it's still standing. So this was the anchor of the Dutchess Mall, and they destroyed the main portion of it. They demolished it, built the Home Depot, and they left the two anchors on either side. And that was kind of an odd thing, because usually when they demall a mall, they take the main portion of it, they turn that into a strip mall, they leave the anchors open. This one they just took out the main middle, left the sides, built a Home Depot. Kind of strange, but kind of interesting at the same time. So now just imagine that this was at one point a mall parking lot. You'd come here with your mom, you guys would park, you go in, get out of the mall, and maybe do some school shopping. And look at it now. It's just a decrepit ruin. Oh, it's really crazy to see this. So it's completely stripped out in here. There's nothing left of the old store. We can still see the sprinkler system, but it's just a big open space at this point. You won't believe this. Look at that. It's an old James Way cart. We have a surface merchandise cart too. Oh, that's so awesome. This is pretty weird. Somebody left their camper back here. Check that out. Old school camper. Just look at this. Oh, this is really cool. There's another one back here. And this one looks like it may have been burned or damaged or something. This is crazy. Some wild stuff we're seeing here. And so over here we have this strip mall in the lot adjoining the former mall. And this used to be a ShopRite, I believe. And it is also just completely decimated. This is just crazy that something like this has been sitting here so long in just such a poor state. And you can see like the 70s style architecture on this again. So I believe this was ShopRite. I'm not 100% sure. It was some sort of grocery store. And it's all boarded up, but you can even see that these boards are starting to fail. It's just starting to collapse in on itself. Just look at how bad this parking lot is. That's not a pothole, that's the Grand Canyon of potholes right there. Yikes. So this was a liquor store. There's really not a lot of stuff you can see to identify what any of these stores really were. It's just in such poor shape. Everything's just so destroyed and decimated. There's something up here. What does that say? It says Dutchess. Dutchess Cleaners. Okay, so this must have been dry cleaning business here. So yeah, they are going to be demolishing this building, I believe, later on this year, and I gotta say, it really needs to happen. This is just so poor. You know, I like seeing abandoned buildings, I like preserving old architecture, seeing them, but I don't want to see them fall into such a state like this. This is just a disaster, really. But it's fun to see it, and we'll at least see it one more time before it's gone, and we can enjoy what was here. This must have been some kind of railing or bicycle rack. We have all this broken glass. Well, this was certainly a wild experience, getting to go see an abandoned 70s era mall building and to be able to get inside it and check it out and see all manner of apocalyptic sites and stuff like that. So this was the former Dutchess Mall. Kind of cool to try and retrace the history of the place. Kind of sad to see that it ended up like this, but that's just how things tend to go. I would expect these buildings to be demolished by the end of the year. I don't think they're going to be around much longer. They have cleared permits to get them demolished, so it was cool to come and see them and film them one last time. Check them out, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.